Chindanti Shastrani. Nainam Chindanti Shastrani. Nainam Dagati Bhavakaha. Nachainam Galayam Diapo. Nachavshi the Mayadatha. It cannot be shattered by the arrow. It cannot burn by fire. Not dissolved in water. Not wafted away in air. That is the soul. Here in pharmaceutical education, the first part, the body is taken care of. The second part, the mind is also taken care of. As you all know, everything is born twice in the world. First in the mind and then in the field. The idea is born, the vision is there in your mind, then it is translated into the field. That is why John Milton said, the mind is its own place and in itself can make a heaven of hell or a hell of heaven. That is a relation between the mind and the body. Here I see the confluence of those two concepts. Medicine takes care of your body and education takes care of your mind. I remember the importance, when I speak about the importance of pharmaceutical education and the position the pharmacist has in the contemporary society. It is not time for us to forget how the warriors in this field, yes, the pharmaceutical warriors, how they stood by the nation, how they created the medicine, how they gave the vaccine to the whole world. 100 countries got the India's medicine. Yes, that is the contribution made by you in an hour of crisis. One pharmacist can make a change. You may remember, the experts here will certainly tell you about the thalidomide. Thalidomide was a wonder drug which was created in Germany. It was marketed with much fanfare. This is good for morning sickness of pregnant women. It can cure anxiety. All the mothers started buying it. It was advertised that it has no side effects. Then, one research student, like the research students who got the gold medal here, one research student in Hamburg University said, this thalidomide makes the babies crippled. It was seen 8,000 babies were born, some without eyes, some have no arms, some no legs. 8,000. It became a big scandal. The company said no. They stuck to their guns. Thalidomide does not have any of these effects. Then comes one pharmacist. In the United States was the best market for these medicines, especially for pregnant women. They all resort to anything that is artificial for temporary gains. This company could not sell a single capsule in USA because one young pharmacist, she had Kelsey. Kelsey had just stepped out of the pharmacy college. She was there in the FDA, Federal Drug Administration, only for 1 month. She refused to give license for this medicine, which was hailed the world over as a wonder drug. She said, I want you to answer the point. I am not going to take no for an answer. I want to be convinced how this affects the fetus. The company had no explanation. They tried to put pressure on her. They tried financial solutions to bribe her, entice her, to ridicule her. They pressurized her. This pharmacist stood to her gun. She refused to give it. When the news broke out of the thalidomide tragedy in various countries in Europe, America was not affected because there was one vigilant pharmacist. 3 cheers to the pharmacist who saved a generation. You know, this act of the one pharmacist, you know, they say one swallow does not make a summer, but this was a rare swallow. She could make the difference. She could make it happen. She could make the difference. Whole world stood up against this exploitation by the thalidomide manufacturers. The London Times and the newspapers in those days in London, they all stood by the mothers who are affected by this. Ralph Nader, you know, the father of the consumer movement in the world, Ralph Nader said, boycott all products of this company unless they give adequate compensation to the mothers who lost their babes. Finally, they had to, but all this happened because of the timely action and the dedication, the courage of one pharmacist who stood to her guns. So it's not a small area of education that we are administering. This is something which has a tremendous impact on the world as such. Yes, I want to present before you one shocking incident. Before I came here, when I set out to get in my car, my ADC Nigel, he gave me an email which I received in the Rajput. That email reads, "Sir, there is a big racket which is happening around you. Medicines after expiry date are collected. Then it is reprocessed, relabeled on the borders, sent back to Calcutta. It's a multi-crore business. Old expired medicine being marketed as new medicine. This is happening here and in front of you. I assure you that this will certainly be inquired into and the culprits will be booked. This is massacre of the unborn, massacre of the innocent. In the name of pharmacy, this is what is being done to bring discredit to the pharmaceutical industry and the pharmaceutical education. This is something which I am flagging before you. Certainly advise me in your own way how this menace can be tackled. If it is true, we will certainly hang those who are doing these perpetrators of crime against humanity, massacre of the unborn, massacre of the innocents. That can never be allowed to continue there. In the Mahabharata, you read about Ashwatthama. Ashwatthama is Samharati, the son of Drona. Drona has taught him all the magic of archery. And he also has the Brahmacharya Astra. When unwittingly he drew the Brahmacharya Astra, Vyasa knew it will destroy the whole world. Vyasa came and intercepted. And then, after diffusing it, he told Ashwatthama, withdraw this destructive arrow. And he says, I do not know how to withdraw it. Without knowing how to withdraw it, you have started off destruction of the world. Then Vyasa suggested, you can aim at some object that will be destroyed by your arrow, but the universe will be saved. You know what Ashwatthama did? Ashwatthama pointed his arrow to the womb of Uttara. Massacre of the unborn. This is happening around us. Hear the cry of Ashwatthama. In the name of medicine. Medicine is supposed to save us. That same medicine is used for the destruction. This is a serious issue which has to be researched. I will request you to kindly do it. I do not want to prolong my speech. I remember I had a principal who was a Christian priest. I studied in the convent schools and their colleges. A very nice person, very humane in nature. After he was retired from the post of principal, he found a mission for himself. He will go to the nearest medical college, hospital, and he will take or console the patients who are there. Those who are writhing in pain, he will read the Bible for them and pray for them. Every patient will be looking for his arrival in the evenings. One Japanese young man, he was on a motorbike expedition throughout the world. He met with an accident there. He was admitted in the medical college hospital. He was writhing in pain. This priest went and prayed for him. As he was praying, the young man was saying something. Kishi, Mishima, Aishi. The priest did not know what exactly it means, but from the context he guessed, please pray more for me. So he kept on praying. Unfortunately, the young man expired on the table. But the priest was happy. During his last hours, I was there. After 10 years, Japanese ambassador visited our college. This principal, the priest told him the story about the young man for whom he prayed. And then the young man was repeating, Kishi, Mishima, Aishi. What does it mean? The ambassador said in Japanese it means, please take your feet from the oxygen tube. Yes, when we administer medicine, it should not be putting your feet on the oxygen tube. Be very, very careful. You are dealing with something which decides the life and death of human beings. That thought should be there. And the chairman of the board of governors, he told you an excellent advice, born after his vast experience of life. He said, when you go out of the colleges and face life, failures will be more than success. Yes, that's a very profound statement which has got practical meaning in your life. I remember the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers started on their mission to develop what they call the flying machine. Everybody told them, leave flying to the birds. This is impossible. You cannot fly. You do not have wings. How can you have flying machine? Impossible. But they said, if birds can fly, so can we. Therefore we have the aeroplane now. If birds can fly, so can we. And Ford, when he was toying with the idea of a motor car, even Edison told him, it's a futile exercise. Leave it, Ford. Join me. You are a clever inventor. Let us come together, put our heads together and do something useful. But Ford also told himself, if birds can fly, so can we. Therefore we have the motor car. Napoleon said, impossible. Impossible is a word found only in the dictionary of fools, which is correct. For those youngsters who are going out of this institution, please take care of the advice given by the chairman, Mr. Balram. That is an advice which is a quintessence of worldly wisdom. You will face failures more than success. Turn failures into success. That is where your success lies. How can it be done? It's very easy. Very, very easy. You know, in the Indian belief, there is a goddess residing on your forehead. The goddess's name is Tatha Astu. Tatha Astu, which means let it be so. After the Christian prayers, they say Amen, which means let it be so. When you start on a venture, if you tell yourself, oh, I will fail in this. I do not have the wherewithal. I do not have the capital. I do not have the human resource. I do not have the support system. I do not have the marketing machinery. I will not succeed in this. The goddess will say, Tatha Astu. Whereas if you say, I will succeed, I am born to win, I will not take no for an answer, I will make it a grand success, the same goddess will say, Tatha Astu. Let it be so. So it's you who make your mark, your future, or the mind. The mind has mountains and chasms, no man fathom. Train your mind, control your mind, overcome your mind. As Martin Luther said, we shall overcome. For the man who decides to overcome, we shall overcome. I remember one American presidential candidate, who fought against senior Bush, Al Gore. Al Gore lost the election, not because he was a bad candidate. Later on he got the Nobel Prize, See, during the election campaign, he dashed up to India, particularly Kerala, where I come from. He was very fond of staying in the Kovalam Beach resort. He came and stayed 2 days there during the thick of the election campaign. He wanted to chill out. On the way to the hotel, he saw so many people standing before the mic and speaking for hours together. He asked, what is going on? They said, this is a panchayat by-election. Why do they speak so much? It's like that. He keep on speaking, nobody listens, but he keep on speaking, they win the election. It's a bright idea. This Kerala model is a bright idea. So he went back to America for the presidential debate, The television will give them 10 minutes. Millions of people watching that.
I request the Director Naipal Kolkata to honor the Chief Guest, His Excellency Dr. C.V. Anand Bose, Honorable Governor of West Bengal, with a memento.
আরে দাদা সামনে ক্যামেরা আছে অদ্ভুত তো দিলাম তো এই যে যেটা বলার কাজে বলো কথা শুনতে
Now, I request the Director to honor the